Dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast, yeah. Start to the ending, whether it's the E or it's all elite. The two dudes with the attitudes to bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
You're listening to Two Dudes with Attitudes, a wrestling podcast with your boy Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and the Heartbreak Dude Denton. And this is the AEW edition of our show. And yeah, man, we got a return. We got some stuff going on. We have a lot of title eliminator matches. Are you ready for this week AEW or what?
Yeah, never been more thrilled to talk about All Elite Wrestling than right here, right now.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it once again. I think this is like the second or third week straight now that Rampage and Collision, when they were aired, is better than Dynamite. But are you ready?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Rampage, Collision. I'm going to do Rampage, go right into Collision, then we'll talk about them both. Rampage, here we go. Takeshita defeats Penta in a wait for it title eliminator match. Renee interviews Jericho, who yells a lot. He is stepping down as the Rampage commentator. Undisputed Era is backstage complaining when Strong says he was the 10th man in the gauntlet match and he is peed off. Singh comes out and beats some dude named Avalon. The Cage of Agony. They cut a promo and they are fired up, and I'm thinking Brian Cage is about to get some wins. Toni Storm defeats Viva Van in yet another eliminator match. Saraya will destroy Maria because it is no longer May. Yeah, that was a line that she said. Kyle O'Reilly defeats Jordan Cruz. Johnny challenges Claudio, and that's Johnny TV, for a match at Collision. And Ray Phoenix defeats Isaiah Cassidy to close the show. Collision opens up with Dax and Cash, FTR, for a promo. They are upset they lost to the Elite, but they will never quit. And it's the summer of All Elite, which confuses me because they're facing off against the Elite, but I think they're talking about All Elite like AEW. But you can't have the same name as a company when you're fighting against the company. Anyway, Jack Perry cuts I'm going to say it. Yeah, that was pretty funny, huh? You don't think about it, right? Until you hear about it. You're like, the summer of Elite, the summer of the Elite, or summer of All Elite?
It's also confusing when they're like, we're going to hear from the CEO next, and you think, oh, we're going to hear from Mercedes, and then it's Tony Khan.
It's Tony Khan. Actually, it's Christopher Daniels. He's like, hey, welcome to Dynapage Collision. All right, so we got Jack Perry, who cut a freaking, I'm gonna say it, a fire ass promo. This promo, it was like really quick, but he talked about blood, sweat, and fire, which I think is a shirt now. Roderick Strong defeats Leo Rush because yes, Leo Rush is still a thing. Kyle O'Reilly claims he will beat Ospreay tonight. I got my money on Kyle O'Reilly. Strong gets a title shot against Swerve at Dynamite because, he was complaining, and I guess people, I don't know. And then like Tony Khan was there, but why was Tony Khan there? Because isn't he injured? And Christopher I don't know what's happening. All right, Garcia and Shibata. Oh wait, yeah, Strong gets a title shot. Garcia and Shibata defeat the Workhorsemen. Statlander and Hathaway call Willow trash, literally. Thunder Rosa defeats some chick. Cage of Agony defeats some guys. Tony Storm cuts a promo about being at a bar, I think. I don't know. Claudio defeats Johnny TV. Shane Taylor Promotions defeats the West Coast Working Crew. Anthony Ogogo defeats them after the match, or attacks them after the match. Kill Switch destroys some guys talking about Titty City. I think I heard that right. I don't know. This episode was wild. Will Ospreay defeats Kyle O'Reilly in the main event, and Swerve is backstage, and he congratulates him on being the number one contender, praises him a whole bunch about how great he is. I don't know. He wants to take him out to dinner, I guess. And then he tells Homeboy that he will kick his ass on Dynamite. Roderick Strong. And that's the Rampage and Collision review. I made fun of it. I actually thought they were entertaining.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
I don't know if this is a little bit of a hot take or what, but I know a lot of people had a problem with Roderick Strong being booked against Swerve Strickland on this coming week on Dynamite, I had zero problem with it. It kind of made sense if you, because we talked about it last week. I think we talked about it offline about that Casino Royale Battle Royal, how it made no sense because what happens if you're the last one that's supposed to go out and somebody gets pinned? Well, we just found out Roderick Strong was supposed to be the last one to go out, but Will Ospreay pinned whoever he pinned, and the match was over. So Roderick Strong never got his chance. But also, he wants to get back at Ospreay. And what's a better way to get back at Ospreay than by beating Swerve, who's supposed to be wrestling Ospreay at Forbidden Door? So he gets the title, and now he gets Ospreay, and then he gets his rematch with Ospreay. So I didn't mind it so much. The only thing I didn't like was Tony Khan being on the screen. Like, I'm so confused by this whole thing. Like, is Tony, because Christopher Daniels is there making matches on behalf of AEW. Then you have the Young Bucks also there doing their with like. They're in the production truck sometimes. And then you see Tony Khan back there, like he's in the gorilla position and he's like, yeah, let's do it on Dynamite Denver. Yeah, great call. It sounds awesome. And then
Christopher Daniels is coming out and booking matches.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand, like, who's the authority figure in AEW, and I can't quite figure it out. But I have no problem with the actual match of Roderick Strong versus Swerve Strickland.
I'm pretty sure we said that on our podcast, just so you know. And I'm pretty sure Tony Khan steals our ideas over and over and over again.
Oh yeah,
I just
sure you
throw that out there. I wanted to, because I know I said it on this podcast because I said it the last time we watched this damn gauntlet match that I was like,
it
what
made
happened?
No sense. Yeah.
And I didn't even say the end. I was just like, what if you just win the first cup, like whatever, like everybody else? But it also doesn't make sense though that just because you're the last guy and you didn't come out means you get a title shot. I get you weren't beating Will Ospreay, bruv. So it's not like you were gonna win. I
agree.
That match. You came out.
But,
but
from a storytelling perspective, I didn't have a problem with it because everyone's like, well, there's no story. The story isn't him versus Swerve. The story is him versus Ospreay, who he wants to get back at. And the way to do that is to take the belt from Swerve so he can get his rematch with. So I didn't have a problem with it. And from a storytelling perspective, the logic makes no sense whatsoever. But and then all the shenanigans and stuff backstage, Tony Khan needs to get away from the microphone and needs to be off screen. But
he does. And what why is he not Triple H? Triple H is in the backstage. You don't see Triple H all the time. Like, get over it, dude. Get in the back, like Christopher Daniels be your Nick Aldis. The end. It's not that hard. And the Young Bucks can be your freaking Adam Pearce. I don't know. But either way, get off my damn screen. Nobody wants to see you. Nobody wants Tony Khan. Not even the hardcore AEW fans. Nobody wants to see his ass on the screen. Speaking of something you don't want to see, title eliminators. I talked about NXT with their guys on the matches, and they're in two different worlds when they're on Raw and then compared to NXT. What did Viva Ven even do to earn a title? Like, what did Penta do to earn a shot at Takeshita? And I have yet to see, pull it up you can't pull it up, but either way, I don't think anyone's ever won an AEW title. Why are we doing this? Why can't it just be Takeshita versus Penta non-title match? It's very simple. Or Takeshita versus Penta for the title. It's not like when was the last time the rankings were brought up, honestly. So what are we doing here? Just have them wrestle for titles then. I'm just sick of it. I know it's very minor and who cares, but it just bothers me that like every match is a title eliminator match.
Yeah, I feel like
nobody's.
I feel like we talk about this each and every week that this concept is completely stupid and played out, and they never win. I don't think they've ever won. And the whole concept of you have to beat the champion to get a title shot at a later date against that same champion makes no sense. So and also explain this. So if I'm Roderick Strong and I have an eliminator match against Swerve Strickland on Dynamite and I beat Swerve Strickland, but then Swerve goes and loses to Will Ospreay, do I still get that title match against Will Ospreay, or is it only against? Do I still get the title? I don't understand it. Know. The whole thing is just dumb, and just stop it. Like, we had a Jon Moxley versus Takeshita eliminator match for the New Japan or the IWGP title. Like, it's not even like, how can you even make that decision? It's not even your belt. How are you making that decision? Like, I don't understand it. It's so stupid. Can we get rid of this eliminator match concept? Come up with a different way.
We definitely got to get rid of that. And can we also talk about Jack Perry? because this man went from Jungle Boy, who came out looking like a doofus, who was Dylan McKay's son, and all of a sudden, he's paired up with Christian Cage, and they turn on him, and now he is somebody else on a whole nother level. They're giving him time. That backstage, I feel like Jack Perry is a lot better on his pre-done recorded back promos, which is fine because he'll get there. But he wasn't doing this a year ago. This man is killing it right now. He's that dude, man. He really is. And he had a good little moment on. He's just doing his damn man. Blood, sweat, and fire. That was just like a killer line, talking about how he did all this and did everything and went through all that because he loves this company, even though this company doesn't love him. Like, just powerful shit, man. It was just well done, man. The Scapegoat is the dude right now, bar none.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff. Jack Perry is absolutely killing it. He should be the focal point of this elite story, and not the Young Bucks, not Tony Khan, not not FTR, not Brian Danielson, or whoever else is involved. It should 100% be the whole MO of this angle in this story should be to push Jack Perry to the moon, because he is on a different level right now than ever before. And I love seeing it because he's always been one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite pillars of the company. And, just to see the rise that he's on right now is absolutely incredible compared to where he was last year. I
agree. And one other one too, Kill Switch. I like what they're doing with him. He's kind of branching off on his own, kicking ass, taking names. He beat up 3 guys from the Titty City or something. I don't know what they're from.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But either way, they got beat up for it. So I like that Kill Switch is kind of just like kicking ass right now, man. That's what he.
I like it. I like it too, but they got to do something with him. That's the only, like, he just lost last week to Swerve, and then he got his dreadlock cut off, and then that was it. And then now this week, there's no follow up to that. He's wrestling people from Titty City. And
welcome to AEW,
beating him up. So that's what didn't make any sense to me. I love what they're doing with him. I like it. I love both of them, Luchasaurus or Kill Switch and Jack Perry. I think they were a great tag team, and I think they're even better apart. They're great, both great in the ring. But yeah, give them some time, man, and let them do their thing. Let them do their thing.
Agree. You want to end with Will Ospreay or what? This man is like,
yeah, he's everywhere.
No, he's not. He took a break once, I heard.
Oh yeah. He took a sabbatical. He took a sabbatical this week and he even commented on the dirt sheet report. It was like, no, I just missed a week, man. Like, I'll be back this weekend. It was good stuff. But yeah, this match against Kyle O'Reilly was fantastic. It was definitely match of the night. Probably one of the best matches. I think it was better than Will Ospreay and Takeshita. And Will Ospreay, I'm not going to say
I agree.
It's better than Will Ospreay versus Brian Danielson. That was a great match, but it's up there. This was one of his better matches that I've seen on AEW television. And Kyle O'Reilly's no slouch either. I mean, this man, he came back and has just been taking L after L after L, but he's been looking like a star in all of them. So hopefully they're going to do something with him relatively soon too.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it, but he's also still kind of like, who is he, right? He's just like, I'm just Kyle O'Reilly. Okay, but what are you? Like, I don't know who he is. What is you need a character. So, but other than that, I like it, and the guy can go. He always could. I mean, undisputed, era is the best thing ever since ever. So, I mean,
I will say I did not care for that pre-taped promo from Swerve Strickland to end the show. I thought it was a little.
I didn't either.
I thought it was a little campy and cheesy. It would have made more of an impact if Swerve had shown up in person and said the exact same thing he said in that video, but just did it in person in front of a live crowd to Will Ospreay, not a pre-tape, oh, welcome to AEW, and I can't wait for our match. Like,
well, yeah.
And it was very subdued. I want to see more passion from him. And then, I like Swerve in front of a crowd.
Yeah. And I'll talk about his promo too when we get into Dynamite, because I'll try to dissect MJF's promo. But like, there's ways to kiss ass. And I don't like when guys just kiss ass. You can't just be like, Will Ospreay, you're great. You're awesome. I love you. Our match is going to be great. This and that. Roderick Strong, you can suck it. The end, I'm out. Like, it just doesn't, like, you have to, like, we'll get into it on Dynamite, but yeah. But other than that, I didn't like it either. I thought it was whack. I also thought the FTR promo was pretty whack too.
I just feel it's another rah speech for AEW, and like we hear it week in and week out now. Like,
I know.
I want to hear something different.
What you liked about MJF, but we'll get into it. All right, you want to get into Dynamite?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk. Speaking of MJF, speak of the devil.
Oh, he's not the devil anymore. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Now he's Triple H.
The
All right.
wolf.
Yeah. Gosh, I saw a fantastic TikTok about MJF has now entered not only his Triple H era, but multiple Triple H eras. And it was a picture of Triple H with the jacket, and then it was Triple H and DX's blackface because of his hair and his tan. I almost crapped my pants. I was like,
that's funny.
That person did not just go there, but it had MJF, and his face was just like so dark. We'll get into MJF's look and everything on Diamond. Let's open it up. Let's go. All right. MJF opens up the show and talks about his new shirt, and then makes fun of Okada, Swerve, and Ospreay. Roosh interrupts. MJF makes fun of him, and then they brawl. Ray Phoenix defeats Orange Cassidy, Jay Lethal, and Kyle O'Reilly, because why not? After the match, Trent Beretta and Don Callis come out, but Statlander gets in between them. Don't hurt Orange Cassidy. And then she does something about as unpredictable as AJ Styles promo, and she turns on Orange Cassidy. Willow is out to make the save. Jericho rolls up in a car, and he's still flipping yelling. Willow and Orange look ready. Mark Briscoe defeats Brian Cage because, like I said, Brian Cage was on a roll. He's ready. Jack Perry with another phenomenal promo says he will win the TNT Championship. The Premier Athletes, I've heard of them, never, and Samoa Joe and Hook, they get pushy in the backstage. Hey, everyone, Jericho's back. He's yelling. Again, the Acclaim come out to rap, but the Young Bucks cut that shit off. Swerve is ready for Ospreay and calls MJF a bitch. His words, not mine. The BCC, all four of them, defeat Team CMLL, because why not? Jericho is now yelling bad jokes backstage. The Acclaim threaten the Young Bucks. Christian Cage talked to the Bucks, and he wants another title shot. Saraya defeats Mariah May, and after the match, Storm, Mina, and May put their faces on each other's boobs. I don't know what the fuck is going.
I don't.
Jericho tells Private Party they should be Public Party because it's private. Bryan Danielson cuts a great promo, and he wants to win the Owen Hart Cup and earn that title shot. And Swerve Strickland defeats Roderick Strong in the main event. That was tight. This is a real episode of Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. There was 17 segments with Chris Jericho literally yelling.
I feel like
yelling. I think you think I'm like, hey, like no, like yelling, like hey, what's going on? It's Chris Jericho.
And doing the Forrest Gump wave. Yeah,
it was. Start with him before, since we're already on him.
I feel like whoever wrote this episode, aka Tony Khan, was on. He was on something this week, because it was this whole episode. I mean, there's already rumors about Tony Khan and some of his habits backstage and some of the things he likes to maybe partake in. Mm-hmm. After watching this episode, I kind of believe it now, because this episode was all over the place. But yes, like, Jericho, man.
Let's start with Jericho. Okay, this guy, right? People now have lately tried to consider him like top 5, maybe all time, just because he has like the only wrestler ever to beat like 47 different people. How can you have that many gimmicks in a 30-year span and never miss? Give me one Jericho character that's ever.
No, he's never missed. Yeah.
What the fudge is he? This is, unless I end up like you were cracking up at me describing it, like unless I'm like gonna.
He showed somebody how to scoop chicken and dumplings.
Yeah, thank you.
that was it. He was giving him a fun fact about chicken and dumplings and showed him how to scoop it, and then walked away. Thanks, guys. That's Jericho right now. I mean, it's funny stuff. I mean, we're laughing about it, but I don't see.
But are we laughing? Are we laughing with him, or are we laughing at him?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think. Yeah,
it's pretty bad, dude.
It is bad. This is not good. I wanted to believe in this gimmick. I wanted to think it was going to work, and it was hitting there for a little bit, and now it's just the last segment last week where they were on TV for way too long, and they had their own little talk show. and that dragged out. And then
Well, that's coming back with Public Party. Yeah,
Oh,
they're going to be
yeah.
on it. Remember?
Yeah, they're gonna be the guest on
Mhm.
what's it called, the television time or something.
Time
So,
with Learning Tree. Yeah.
yeah. So now I'm not feeling this anymore, and I don't know what's going on with Jericho and this gimmick, but they got to do something else to reel me in because this week was not it. We had what 3, 4, 5 backstage
Too
segments with
much.
him. Yeah, way too much.
The Learning Tree was good. Him acting this way isn't, and he wasn't doing this. I feel like he just like randomly was like, I should be like over the top now. I should be like, he's trying to be like Homeboy from why am I forgetting his name? Because Joe Gacy, when he first started Schism, where he was like that over the top, like, hey, like blah blah blah. He was, remember when he was like in Schism and he was trying to be this like weird, like happy, like that's what I feel like, or maybe even Bray Wyatt a little bit, where when he was in the Funhouse, all right, bye, like he's trying to, it just isn't working because he's yelling it instead of doing it, and the jokes are missing.
And we already have a yeller. His name is Roderick Strong. Like he's always backstage yelling at people.
Yeah.
And we don't need Jericho doing it too. And like you said, yeah, like you're right. When this Learning Tree gimmick started, it didn't start with him screaming stupid stuff and giving fun facts about chicken and dumplings and fun facts about cameramen. Like he was
he took the camera.
Yeah, and saying that Larry the cameraman's doing a fantastic job, and thanks guys, and like it started off as him being like a teacher and showing younger guys like Hook, how to work and things that work in the ring and don't work, and Hook didn't want to take his advice, and that's when I thought it was hitting. Now it's just I don't know what the hell they're doing.
All right, before we get into MJF, one thing is working though. The guy they just added, I forgot his name, but the cowboy hat, black dude, Hootie is hilarious. He is straight. Hootie is like, he had one line where they like walked by and he was like, and your baby better appreciate Chris Jericho. And he just like walked away, and Homeboy was like,
Brian Keith. Yeah,
Brian Keith. But he was like, your baby better appreciate Chris, or whatever he's saying. It's appreciate, right? It's something like that. Chris Jericho. And he's just funny because he wanted to fight somebody, private part, right? He was like, what'd you say about Chris Jericho? And they're like, calm down. He's like, appreciate.
No, that part is working. That part is working.
He's pretty good.
The addition of Big Bill, not so much, but
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but Brian Keith, that's working really well. He's kind of like a Stokely Hathaway. He's just coming up with these one-liners and these little funny comments, and it's just you may not laugh about it in the moment, but then you think about it like an hour later. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good line. So he's doing his thing right now,
and he only wants to be with you. All right, MJF, let's cry. Get into it, MJF. The show did start off hot. I was like, I had potential. I was like, damn, this is about to be a fire dynamite. And then it just went downhill. But MJF, let's go. You break it down. I'll break it down. Let's hear it.
I like this promo a lot. I thought it was great. It was a good way to open the show. I liked it up until Roosh came out and then completely derailed the entire segment. And I think Roosh he's not a good first opponent for MJF. Like, this guy was the longest reigning AEW World Champion of all time. He lost to Samoa Joe. He has a problem right now with Undisputed Kingdom. Roderick Strong is getting ready to have a match with Swerve Strickland on the show. Why not have MJF cost Roderick Strong the match, and boom, there's your first feud for MJF instead of Roosh. Like, because Roderick Strong was one of the people of the Undisputed Kingdom. Like, I don't know. The MJF's promo was fantastic. I like that he was talking about everything that happened while he was gone, and he called out Okada and calling him the Rainmaker, but he was like, you can't afford a gym membership. And then he talked about Swerve Strickland, who couldn't take a public speaking course. And then I liked his stuff about Will Ospreay. He was the Cockney who thinks he's the best in the world, and he even did a really bad British accent. He was like, "Oi, I'm Will Ospreay." Like, it was just,
bruv. Yeah,
it was really good stuff. I'm the best in the world, bruv. So I thought all of that was great stuff. I was hoping that was going to lead to Swerve coming out and doing a promo battle. I was hoping it would lead to Will Ospreay coming out and doing a promo battle, something. But then, of course, it led us to Roosh, and I don't know. It just, to me, Roosh just completely killed that segment, and not in a good way.
I sent you a text saying this is the same thing as Roman Reigns coming back at SummerSlam and facing off against Ricochet. That
Yeah.
you're just like, hey, you're back, biggest champion we've had. Face off against this guy, huh? You ready? Here's my thing. Before I get in MJF's promo, is that I think this is the problem with Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door 1 was fun and cute because Will Ospreay wasn't on AEW, Okada wasn't on AEW, Roosh wasn't in AEW. All these people technically weren't in AEW, so it was fun.
Yeah.
Forbidden Door 2, it got a little bit less cute. Forbidden Door 3, everybody is in AEW. There's nobody. Look at the
No.
matches. Why do you think Swerve is wrestling Ospreay? Because Ospreay's Forbidden Door, bruv. Why do you think MJF's wrestling Roosh instead of somebody that makes sense? Because Roosh is Forbidden Door, bruv. That's what they have. Nobody. No, Mercedes Money found somebody, some girl or whatever, randomly that who gives a care about. But Forbidden Door is a freaking joke. This is what I'm getting. It's not a Forbidden Door when you have brought everybody in. There is no more people over there. Who's in New Japan or in Mexico that you're dying to see that isn't in AEW already? They bring over the CMLL every week. There's no Forbidden Door is done.
No,
Get
it's
rid
a
of the
stupid
name.
concept.
It's a
Yeah.
stupid concept. It was cute at first. It's not cute anymore. Get rid of it. So that's why they're doing it. But here's my thing. This is the difference what I was talking about with MJF and Swerve Strickland. So MJF comes out and he makes fun of everybody. But he makes fun of them the way MJF does, right? Just like how everybody hates on Eminem's new song, right? Because they're all offended by everything. That's what people were like, MJF's promo. I saw all these TikTokers. The promo was stupid. It was lame. This because he made fun of them. That's what you do. He's Roddy Piper. That's what he does. You get offensive. You say some good dingers. He knocked it out of the park. Roosh comes out. MJF knows nobody gives a shit about Roosh. So what does he do? He hypes Roosh up. He says, I know you're a dangerous man. I know who you are. I've seen you beat people. I've seen you face this. I've seen you do that. But you ain't me. You haven't beaten this guy, that. I'm better than you. I'm still going to whoop your ass. The end. And then he made that little line about him, and then he tacked him. That's how you do it. These are the levels that people don't understand with cutting a promo. Swerve Strickland. Well, Ospreay, you're great. I love you. I want to kiss you when you're asleep. And it's like, what is that doing, Swerve Strickland? Like, you're better than that. John Cena, he was the king of, hey, so-and-so, you suck. You're trash. You're garbage. And I peace. He was just burying people.
Yeah.
MJF is the best at promos currently or in the last long time because he knows how to get somebody over, but still make them look like an idiot. And that's how you have to do it. And this is what I've said that about years about how I hate John Cena promos because he would just rip people to shreds and then give them nothing like he did with Austin Theory the whole time. Theory, you're trash. You suck. You don't deserve to be in the ring with me. You ain't going to beat me. You're freaking nothing. The fact that I'm wrestling you is like my 900th Make-A-Wish help. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a freaking, like,
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, go Theory, I guess. No one gives a shit about Roosh, but people do now. People, they were into that break apart, weren't they? Because MJF made him feel important and made people think maybe this guy can take him. That's how a master does it. And this is why he is better than you, and you know it.
It was a great way to open the show. It was a solid opening. I just didn't. Roosh's promo was just very, very flat. I didn't like some of. He was well, you've been gone. I've been here working. Really? News to me. And he also said winning.
Roosh, yeah.
And I'm like, you've been winning? Like maybe he's been winning on ROH, and I just haven't been paying attention. I don't know, but he was. And then he made the same line about you mess with the bull, you get the horns. I feel like we've heard that since. I was saying that in 1987 and I was born in 86. So like, it's like an old thing. It's from the Breakfast Club for crying out loud. So, I mean, the principle
that's where it's from. Yeah.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns. But yeah, so I don't know, but MJF, man, he killed it. He's as always. I just want to know, like, what are they going to do with him? He also made the line about the Elite and how the show's been worse since the Elite took over. So is he a Tony Khan guy now? Is he
well, he said Tony Khan's still a mark, but the Elite are worse or something. So I don't know about that.
So is this going to lead to them going after MJF, which I've been wanting to see since he's been there, but I don't know. Where are they going with him? Because they're not obviously not revisiting him versus Adam Cole, him versus Undisputed Kingdom, him versus Wardlow. So where are they going? And that's what I can't figure out after this Forbidden Door stuff. What is MJF doing?
And am I the only one in the world who doesn't think Roosh is good? I think he's one of the worst in the ring. He's the guy that doesn't sell. Remember, we used to talk about his matches all the time that people will like hit him, kick him, punch him, and he just stands there like,
Yeah, he just gets up.
It doesn't even like, sometimes it doesn't even flinch. I don't get
Yeah.
him. Brian Danielson, what do you think about that? What do you think about his? We had a couple good promos. Did you like it? What did you think about it? After Wheeler Yuta all of a sudden looking pretty good.
I was more excited about Wheeler Yuta coming back than I was.
He looked good.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. And
where was he? Why do people just in AEW disappear and then show back up?
He's been injured apparently.
But like no build up, no like hype video of the BCC beforehand.
Nothing.
Like we don't have time to like give me a refresher. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what Brian Danielson does. I mean, the big announcement that he made was this is the last year of his career. I feel like he's been saying that since he got to AEW. And you know, he kind of reflected on all the matches he's lost this year, and
which I liked.
Yeah, I like that too. And then seeing Wheeler Yuta really fired him up, and that's why he's entering the Owen Hart Cup, which the winner, you know, to borrow a line from King of the Ring, the winner of the Owen Hart tournament and the Owen Hart women's tournament will get a title shot, a world championship match at All In
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but it's happening either way. The winner of this tournament. So Brian Danielson could win the Owen Hart Classic and go out and you know, end his career as AEW World Champion, which I could see it, but we'll see. We'll see.
They did it with Sting. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I just remember there was a time where Brian Danielson wasn't known for his promos. And I think he has there's like levels to promos, right? And I feel like some people are really good with AEW promos, meaning they're not scripted. And some people are really good with WWE promos where they are scripted, like Adam Copeland. He was a lot better in WWE because he's being told what he needed to say. He has not been cut and fire promos because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. There was even a point where he got embarrassed by
Ricky Starks,
and then he got all like pissy and angry and like broke character and told him to go F himself or whatever. But like Brian Danielson is somebody who has succeeded with not reading lines and with just being what he wants to say. And he's really like, I feel like Swerve would be better at promos in WWE, to be honest with you, than he would be in AEW. Like just some people have it, some people, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Not everyone's creative enough just to go off the whim, but
yeah, I think Brian Danielson was pigeonholed in WWE with the yes, and every single promo. And even when he was a heel and he was the Planet's champion, they were still doing the yes.
Good.
Even when he was a bad guy and he was saying yes, he would go no. Like it was part of who he was yes. And now in AEW, he hasn't really brought that over all that much, and he's able to be more of himself and cut more, you know, straight from the heart promos. And I think, you know, I'm happy for it. I'm happy to see it. I think he's killing it. He's done a great job in AEW despite all the losses he's taken. He's done what he was supposed to do, which is put other guys over, and I think he's done so in a big way.
I agree. All right. Anything else catching your eye before we move on?
Not really. I mean,
we covered a lot.
Yeah, the women, man. The women. You know, we talked about NXT and how they showcase the women a lot. I didn't feel like the women were really showcased all that properly on this show. You know, you had Saraya beating Mariah May out of the blue, and then, you know, we did get Willow's back and with Chris Statlander, but Chris Statlander is also going after Orange Cassidy now, and I don't know. And then and Mercedes Moné is wrestling somebody at I don't know Forbidden Door. So I don't know. I just feel like the women were as great as the women's division has been in AEW. I feel like this week was a huge miss.
Well, and they were promoted like the Attitude Era. What's with the booby thing? Were they nursing each other?
I don't
like
get
first
it.
It was like on both teats, and then like they switched and put. I was like,
yeah. Can we just go back to Tony? We say this every week, but let's go back to Tony Storm just being the starlet, the 1920s actress who was that gimmick was great, and they're just like making it weirder and weirder week in and week out.
Yeah. It's Tony Khan's weird little, like I said, he hates Vince McMahon a lot. Usually people hate themselves. So just throwing it out there. Freaking weirdo. Yeah.
But other than that, solid week for AEW. Not a bad week.
I agree. Dynamite was a miss because it got weird, but Rampage was good, Collision was good, and Dynamite still had good things in it, still building things.
One
What's
more
up?
thing.
Throw it
One
out.
more thing
Yeah.
before we move on. The Acclaimed in the Elite. Where did that come from?
I think I said that last week. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
that just came out of the blue. I mean, I know they need the Acclaim to have to. They need to have something to do, but this just feels it's completely out of the blue. I don't get it.
Now they're feuding with the Elite. So are they like So are we moving on from Team AEW? I mean, obviously Team AEW will win once Kenny Omega's ready to wrestle. So are we just trying to like hold that
But is
off
this going to be
until
like a
then?
big like Survivor Series type match with the Acclaimed and Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson and like whoever else versus the Elite, or is like it's got to be? I don't know what they're doing, but this
I don't
I'm not
know.
feeling this.
Me neither. And the Acclaim too. I mean, what happened to Max Caster, man? I mean, I'm not hating on the mustache. He looks weird with it, but I'm not hating on it. But the raps, man, they have been, even the rap he did about the 5 seconds he got in about the Young Bucks. The crowd didn't even like I remember back in the days, dude, like I said, I have so much Acclaim merch. They were the biggest things in AEW, period.
They were the biggest thing in wrestling.
Man, in wrestling, they man.
Yeah.
Shows when you don't push people correctly, dude. The crowd does not care about them anymore. They don't even get
Not at
pops
all.
anymore. It's sad. At least they're trying to get them relevant. So maybe this is their way. If they go against the biggest heels, maybe they can,
But even like just the backstage stuff, where like, hey, what do you guys think you're doing? Cutting us like, I don't know, the whole just, when they're not in front of a live crowd, they're not, I don't know. I don't know if they're getting exposed or what, but it just it was just not a good week for the Acclaimed.
But I think the same thing about the Bucks. I think the Young Bucks are awful when it's just them.
Oh,
they're just the cheesiest Chris Jericho. But when you have them with Okada and Jack Perry, they're better. They're not good when it's just them. They're trying too hard to be like, oh no, we're the guys and blah and getting. They're just not good. They're better when it's Okada and them helping them out. It's just not. Yeah. They're not good by themselves. I'm telling you that much. Their shit was whack backstage too. And but by the way, why are they even doing their gimmick anymore? Tony Khan's back. Their gimmick is irrelevant. It's irrelevant now. Their gimmick was because there was no Tony Khan, but there is Tony Khan. They showed him on TV. He sends text messages, even though Christopher Daniels is there.
I don't get it.
Christopher Daniels came out with a huge pop too, with his announcing of that huge Mark Briscoe versus Brian Cage, with Briscoe getting the win. Talk about wasting away talent, dude. I told you, WWE loves the big man. AEW hates the big man. They do not know how to book a big wrestler whatsoever. And you don't believe me? Check out Wardlow, Hobbs, and Brian Cage. What happened to Wardlow, by the way? I see Undisputed Kingdom every single week on
he's
TV
not there.
on AEW. Yeah, weird. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, it's our time. It's our segment. We are doing true or false, where we're going to ask each other a couple questions, our scenarios that we think are going to happen, and we're going to try to say if it's going to be true or false. As always, we start with the man, sexy one himself, the producer, Mr. Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. Hit me up. Hit me with your best shot.
Fire away. All right. All right. So here we go. So true or false? And we were just talking about this with Bryan Danielson, but true or false? Bryan Danielson will win the AEW World Championship before he officially retires.
Well, he's not retiring because he said he's just not going to be full time. He could win part time. Sting did. Well, as a tag team, I'm going to say false.
False.
I just think they got too many cooks in the kitchen right now. I mean, is Ospreay going to beat Swerve in a couple weeks? If so, does that mean we have Ospreay and MJF? If so, we still have Adam Cole floating around. Christian Cage is still trying to get it. Heck, Okada. Maybe Jack Perry wants to get a chance. I mean, we got so many things. I just don't think. I mean, Mox is always winning titles. Where did Hangman go? Is he dead? I don't know. Like, so we have all these like people that can come back. I'm gonna say false. I don't see him doing it in the near future, at least.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you.
False.
I think if he was going to win the belt, he would have won it already. And the fact that I don't think Tony Khan wants his champion to be part-time. I think he wants his champion to be there every week. And I don't know if Bryan Danielson can commit to that. So I don't as much as I think he deserves an AEW World Championship run.
Mhm.
I just, like you said, there's too many people right now, and it would just feel random to put the belt on him right now. So I'm gonna go false.
All right. All right. Are you ready? I'm gonna hit
Always.
you up with an easy one first. Ready? Will Ospreay defeats Swerve Strickland
Hmm.
at Forbidden Door? True or false?
You know what?
False.
Wow.
I don't. I think Swerve needs a. He's kind of like Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes needs a feud. He needs a
Mhm.
program. He needs credibility in his championship reign, and I think Swerve needs the same thing. I mean, he's beating Roderick Strong and beating whoever else he's defended the belt against. It's one thing, but I think he needs a signature victory to solidify his championship reign, and I think he's going to get it. And I think the reason how I think he's going to get it is it's going to be with shenanigans, but not from Swerve. I think the Don Callis family is going to finally turn on Will Ospreay and cost him the AEW World Championship match, and then Ospreay will go off and wrestle, I don't know, Takeshita again, or
Yeah.
this time for the International Championship, or something along those lines. Or maybe
Mhm.
Roderick Strong costs him the match, and we get Roderick Strong versus Ospreay again. But I don't see them putting both belts on Will Ospreay right now.
No, and I think Will's gonna win it all in. I don't think he wins at Forbidden Door. I say false as well. Um,
False.
I just don't think it's time. And Swerve deserves a title reign, man. Swerve is
Yeah.
so. I know I made fun of his promos a little bit. He'll get there, but it's just his in ring talent and his character is just so damn good. It's just you got to let him have it for a little bit longer. So
100%.
yeah, and Forbidden Door ain't that event. That's not where you
No.
have Swerve lose or Will win. Is that Forbidden Door 3? No thanks.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right, my turn. Which one am I going to give you? Let's go. Okay. Speaking of Forbidden Door, true or false? One day, WWE and AEW will work together and do a cross promotional show similar to Forbidden Door.
I'm gonna shock you right now. True.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
It's pretty shocking.
It is. I'm gonna tell you when it's gonna happen. Right after there's a Dynamite airing, and Triple H opens up the show, walks in the ring, and announces that TKO now owns AEW, and they will be doing cross promotions, and they will own that damn company. That's gonna happen in probably 2 years flat. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm going with that, and I think like we talked about earlier on our other show of our WWE edition, I think they're gonna stick it to Vince and show him how he should have done it when they bought WCW and let AEW still be the company they are, just ran by Triple H, man. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think Forbidden Door sooner or later. For sure.
Yeah.
Tony
I
Khan-
just,
False.
I don't see it, man. I don't see it happening. I mean, I could see WWE buying AEW here and then like merging here in like the next
Mhm.
3-5 years or so, especially if AEW can't find a television deal. But
Yeah.
I just don't see them ever working together with all the shots that Tony Khan has taken at Triple H and all the shots, quote unquote, air quotes around word shots that Triple H has taken at AEW and media scrums and all the stuff. Like we'll CM Punk's not going to want to work it because that's going to bring up a lot of bad blood with him. And who books the show? Where is it? Is it booked on AEW terms? Is it booked on WWE terms? Does he lose to Kevin Owens? Does John Moxley lose to Seth Rollins? I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. As much as I would love to see it in paper and like fantasy booking wise, I don't see it ever happening in reality.
All right. So I'll follow you up then. Your last one. AEW re-signs with the WB.
Oh, it's true. It's
I think they are. I think they will. I don't think it's going to
What's
be
taking it so long? When is it? Isn't it up this year?
Yeah, it's coming up. I think what's taking so long is I think the WB has their priority is on the NBA and whether or not the NBA is moving to NBC and we get the iconic round ball roundup music back and what's happening with Charles Barkley and inside the NBA and that crew, the best pregame and postgame show in the history of sports. So I think that's what their priority is, but I do think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be at the number that Tony Khan wants. I don't think it's going to be a lucrative deal. I think maybe Rampage goes or Collision goes, but I think Dynamite sticks around on WB and it'll probably be a 2-year deal instead of a 5-year deal or something along those lines with an option after 1 year or something, and maybe some streaming on Max. But yeah, I don't think it'll be a very lucrative deal at all. But I think
they have to make it public, right? Once the deal is done, everyone will know how much it's for and everything. So, gosh, I'm just so Tony Khan runs his mouth about everything. The dude takes a huge poop and puts it on ratemypoo.com. You know what I mean? Like the guy just brags about anything he can brag about. I just don't see, other than him saying, trying to be his best Trump, where he's like, us and WB, we're really, really good. We have a very, very good relationship. Relationship's good. Everything's good. Good relationship. Good relationship. Trump says that stuff to like throw you off. I feel like that's the same thing with Tony Khan, and it's just no announcement is just really, really weird for me. I don't know where I'm at with it. My problem is that I don't think they're going to die. So where do they go? They can't go to the CW because that's where NXT went. They lost that chance.
I can see them going to like USA.
On Ice. Yeah. Oh, that's a thing, USA. But no, USA has.
Oh, yeah, they have SmackDown.
They have SmackDown. Yeah. You can go to Fox. Fox has nothing now. That's the one that lost. So maybe, but if WB, TNT doesn't want them, but they do, I don't know. I'm going to say true, only for the fact that I can't think of anywhere else that they're going to go. But
it's true. It's damn true.
Just what's the holdup, man?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's price, and Tony Khan's really lost his mind, because with his ratings, his attendance, and everything else about that, what he's done in the past 3.5 years to just ruin AEW when their first year and a half was so damn hot. I don't see why he wouldn't just take anything that's freaking given to him. So, I mean, I don't care if they offered you $200 million for 5 years. You say, yes, please. Thank you. Now I can get my show on the air and prove that we belong. And they're starting to build momentum. I know the ratings aren't showing it, but MJF back alone just turned the vibe. Now, if he can just book a good show, I mean, MJF, Will Ospreay,
tell some good stories.
Christian Cage, Adam. I mean, you have stars. Bryan Danielson, Swerve Strickland. You have stars, people that can carry your company. So Tony Storm, I mean, use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the other big thing that's hurting AEW is marketing, because I don't ever see. I see WWE commercials on everywhere. Everywhere. I see them on ESPN. They're not even on ESPN. I see them on other networks. Like randomly they'll be on like sometimes they show up on TNT. I'm like, what's going on here? So I think AEW really needs to work on just their overall marketing and making the more casual fans aware that there's another wrestling product on Wednesday nights on TNT, and really do what you can to get those people as well as the hardcores and tell good stories and book a good show. And if you build it, they will come. I've always, the Field of Dreams. That's like the one line that I take with me everywhere. If you build something solid, people are going to come and people are going to flock to it. They want to see what it's all about. And
I agree.
Yeah, they just need to have a marketing team and have a plan.
I agree. And don't put 7 segments of Chris Jericho on your Dynamite. All right.
Chicken and dumplings. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. That was AEW week, man. True or false. And now let's end it. I'm not going to forget it this week. We're going to do our best of our week. Best of the week episode. It's between SmackDown, Raw, NXT, Rampage, Collision, and Dynamite. 6 episodes. Mr. Ryan likes to do all of them for the best of the week. So you can start off 6-1. What you got, homie?
Okay. So I'm going to add this real quick and then I'll do it.
I threw you off. You forgot, huh? I forgot this week. You forgot.
Completely forgot. Okay. So I am 6-1. All right. I'm going to go number 6. This was a hard week. This is a hard week because it was a good week. I'm gonna go Rampage at number 6, just because it's Rampage and nothing. When they're not doing the 3-hour blocks of Rampage, it's you can miss it, and I feel like you can miss this show really had nothing other than a TNT qualifying match, and really
Had 2
didn't.
title eliminators too.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
women's.
Of course, eliminator matches. Yeah, you can't miss those because spoiler alert, the challengers never win. So I'm gonna go Rampage number 6. I'm gonna go Collision number 5, just because again there was the Dax Harwood promo was just too rah for me, and then I didn't really like the ending with Swerve's promo, and then Collision wasn't a bad show by any stretch, but I feel like there were better shows.
Yeah.
Number 4, I'll go SmackDown. Just with the AJ Styles retirement stuff, it was just a little hokey for me, and I didn't believe it for 1 second that he was going to retire. And then we talked about it with WWE. The Bloodline stuff was just kind of and just all the crazy stuff going on there. Number 3, I'm gonna go NXT. Just because it was a solid week of NXT, but it wasn't as great as the week before, where Jordan Grace came in and shocked the world, and Ethan Page shocked the world, and we got to see Ethan Page, we got to see Jordan Grace in action, but it was a solid week, but not the best week. And then number 2, I'm going to go Dynamite. I thought it was a good week of AEW Dynamite. I thought it was a solid week. I thought, despite some of their craziness that they have with Jericho on 17 segments, and MJF's promo really got me hyped. I like the ending. And then number 1, Monday Night Raw. I think Monday Night Raw is my weekly winner. The Liv Morgan show was fantastic. Judgment Day looked great. And keep booking Judgment Day strong. And, when you do that, great things happen. And the Liv and Dom story is the best story in wrestling at the moment. Better than the Bloodline, better than the Elite versus AEW. It's the best story going on. And I'm on pins and needles waiting to see what happens next. So I'm going to go Monday Night Raw as my weekly winner.
All right. And a lot of people didn't like Raw, but all right, we're going to be different. You ready?
Yeah,
Number 6, I'm going to do Rampage as well, only because it had good matches, but it wasn't a good show. Number 5, also, I wanted to like Collision more, but just like you said, I didn't like the FTR promo. Some of the matches, I did like Kill Switch. I did like certain things about it. Jack Perry cut a fire promo in it.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
I don't think it was better than certain things, just because it was a good week. Our differences is number 4, I'm going Dynamite. I actually didn't really, other than MJF, everything else for me was just like, and the fact that I don't know a time that I would complain about having 6 Chris Jericho segments and not like it. But somewhere in this world, my boy Patrick is punching a pillow with my face on it. So he's definitely not happy with my Chris Jericho hate. Number 3, I'm going to go SmackDown. SmackDown, for me, the funny part is the thing that everybody loved, like you said, was the thing I didn't like. I thought the AJ thing was cheesy. It was stupid. And like we said, it was a Timu whatever version of Mark Henry's. It just wasn't. It wasn't up my alley. But I like the, once again, these aren't bad things for being ranked here, because Paul Heyman's segment was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I like
Nia Jax looked great.
Things.
Yeah,
Nia Jax had a great Queen of the Ring entrance. Bianca and Jade are looking good, so I did dig it. That's number 3. Number 2, I'm going NXT. NXT, a lot of people didn't like. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought Ethan Page became a star on that episode. I think Trick gets better and better every week. Thought they focused on the women. Sol Ruka, I can watch her do anything, and I can watch her do her finisher any time of the week. It is just phenomenal. Every time she does it, I'm like, it's like when you watch a magic trick over and over and over again, and you're like, I know it's fake, but like, it blows my mind every single time I watch it, because how are you doing it? That's how it is with Sol Ruka's finisher, man. I don't even know how she does it. And then number 1, Monday Night Raw. There's no way you're going to tell me Liv dressed like that. Dirty Dom getting so much attention.
Yeah.
That's my favorite wrestler in all of wrestling. There's no way I can't put that at number 1. My boy's the Judgment Day, getting some Shriekhead finally. Good job. That's my number 1. Monday Night Raw as well. So, but a good week overall. I think 6 to 1. I thought they were all good. I don't think any show was worse than a B minus. I thought they were all good. But yeah.
And just because we ranked somebody 6th or 5th or 4th doesn't mean we thought it was a terrible show. It was hard to do this. It was hard to plan and prepare, because it was just that good of a week in wrestling.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But Dynamite, dude, let's work it back up. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Stop letting Rampage and and Collision kind of be better than you. So let's do better than that. Let's do better than that. All right, y'all. That's our AEW week in review. We love you guys. Keep on tuning in. Keep on keeping on. I don't think we're going to do a Battleground watch along, so I don't think you have to worry about that. I don't even know what time it's on. I don't know. We haven't really
it's
talked
late.
about
It's
it.
late on Sunday. It's at like 10:30 p.m. Eastern time because it's in Vegas, so it's at 7:30 Vegas time. So we might be able to do one, but
well, maybe we can. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Tune in. Yeah, tune in this weekend. Check out our TikToks.
Past
Maybe
my
we will.
bedtime. Yeah.
I mean, I could do it at 7:30. That's perfectly fine with me. I didn't know it was that late. So you gotta love UFC hours. But yeah, with that said, tune in next week. We got a lot of stuff WWE to talk about. SmackDown this week. We're gonna talk about Raw again. I'm assuming that's gonna be a great show. So is SmackDown, and we get the results of NXT Battleground to see who wins. And then AEW, man, MJF's back. We'll see what happens with Swerve, and they're building to Forbidden Door, and WWE's building to Clash. So I think we're gonna have a great week next week of wrestling. So tune in to AEW and WWE. As always, you want to see me, HBD Denton, on all social media outlets, give me a holler, give me a follow, please. We're all trying to get to 10K. That's all we want, man. I think me and Ryan are better to be 10K. So get us there.
Better than the best in the world. That's
100%.
as your shirt says. Yeah.
Yes, we are. Anyway, and with me as always is my sidekick and my brother for life.
It's Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. Go follow me on all social media platforms as well. And then hit us up on TikTok at 2 Dudes with Attitudes. Hit us up on X at 2 Dudes PC. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, we appreciate all the love and support. Go and leave us a 5-star rating and review. Everything's in algorithm these days, so help us crack these codes. And, this keep subscribing to the YouTube. We want to be at 1,200 followers by the end of June. And I think we can certainly make that happen with all the content we have coming out for you guys. So keep showing us some love there. And, we're growing, man. It's going to be our year. Year of the Dudes, 2024.
2 Dudes Wolfpack. We out.
2 dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2 dudes with the attitudes will bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.